Hi, this is Buja Crew and welcome back to my channel. This is my January plan with me. This is my first monthly spread of the year and I'm still in shock at how big this notebook is. I feel like I have so much space and it's taken me quite a bit of a longer time to make each spread. As you can see right here, I am drawing out the different boxes and grid pattern for my monthly spread. The boxes are 7 by 8. I typically have a lot of events on the monthly and I really heavily rely on scheduling everything using this monthly, and so I've wanted a lot of space, and now that I have it, it almost feels way too big. I'm filling in the numbers for the days, and you can see at the bottom that I like to have next month's beginning days in there. Sometimes I like to see what's happening for that whole week, even if it overlaps into the next month. I use up both pages to do my monthly spread, but I'm contemplating whether or not I should try and condense it to one for next month. What do you think? Do you ever need this much space for your monthly view? Let me know in the comments below. Right here, I'm just adding some drop shadow to the different days. The days looked a little bit dark with that darker brown brush pen, and so I decided to go back in with a lighter one. This month's theme has to do with wood and woodworking. My husband has been really into carpentry and working with wood recently. He's made benches for his brother. He's made me like an opening tilt garbage can, so I wanted to dedicate this monthly bullet journal to his hobby and his passion right now. And I just love the way that there are different ingredients and different accents and tones to wood, and how, like from last spread in December, that pine tree can become something different and beautiful once you work with it and really give it that accent and just put different pieces together. And so I'm just really fascinated by just that grain of wood, and so that's my theme for this month. You can kind of see that I am filming this bullet journal at a different time than usual, with that sun peeking through from the right side. Because it is the holiday break, I feel like I have so much more time during the day, and so I decided to try and film this during the day, and I like the way that it looks. It's really just highlighting the different browns that you've used, as well as that penny countertop that you've been seeing in every single one of my videos. The next spread is going to be my habit and mood tracker, as well as my gratitude page, and you see that I am just counting out the days of the week from 1 through 31, and then I'm also including the day of the week, Sunday through Saturday. You can see I'm just keeping in line with that multiple box look from last spread. And we're transitioning here. The light kind of got really blinding from that window, so I decided to film it at a later time when the sun has finished setting. And so you see that I'm framing out the area where I'm going to shade to track all of my habits and my mood. It kind of looks like a picture frame, and so I guess you can kind of envision like planed or milled pieces of wood and making a picture frame out of it. And so here I'm just separating all the different habits and my mood that I'm tracking this month, and I will fill those in horizontally as each day passes. I realized that it looked a little bit off-centered, my title, and so I added a little plank of wood where I wrote in tracker. At the bottom, I still have those same 8 habits from the last plan with me, and I made a little bit of a mistake here, so I'm just going over it with a white gel pen and shifting over to the habits. I feel like you see the beginning stages of a habit tracker, but it'd be nice to have a post or just for you to follow along with the progress that I have for these habits. So I think in the future I'm going to show like an end of month or even maybe even the end of week progress of how my habits are going. And I am finishing up my habit and mood tracker by coloring in brown the 2 wooden blanks at the top and bottom, and also filling in that wood grain with that pen in black. On the right side, I'm writing out my gratitude page. Same thing as on the previous spread. I have the days in terms of date, and as well as month, Saturday through Sunday. And I wrote for the title, instead of gratitude, gratefulness to hope. And I feel like gratefulness leads to hope for all the things that you want for your life. And so it's important to start with gratitude, which will lead to being hopeful for the future, hopeful for your goals and dreams to come to fruition. And so at the top, I decided to do a little bit of a different look for that wood plank or wood grain look. Instead of fully coloring in totally with brown, I decided to use like a little bit of negative space, and so I decided to use the brown to make that grain instead. And I've added some drop shadow. On the next spread, I am doing my relationship tracker, and so you have the days of the week and the day of the week, and I'm writing in the title for this tracker. And I kind of liked the fact that this spread was a little bit more simple. One, I decided that I wanted to keep it simple because I wanted the highlight to be all the words of gratitude and the things that I was tracking to be the center and the focal point. And I also realized that this notebook is really big. Trying to color in all of the boxes with all the different browns and wood grain was pretty tiring from the last couple of spreads. So you'll see that the spreads going forward are going to be more simple. On my next spread, I'm writing out my task list. I changed the title from master tasks to just tasks because I felt that using the word master to describe my tasks was wrong and not inclusive. And so I want to make sure that I hold myself accountable to having language that is culturally responsive and responsible. On the right side, I am putting in my YouTube and IG planning and brainstorm pages, and that these 2 pages are pretty simple. And I think as I was going along, like with the last spread, I felt that it was a lot to color in and a lot to draw in, and I really want to keep my bullet journal as simple and easy to use so that I won't burn out as much. On the next spread is my first weekly. I just have one long wood grain plank across the center to differentiate the different days, and I'm just keeping it simple. I'm putting in the first letter of the day as well as the date. I leave more space for the weekdays, Monday through Thursday, because that's when I typically am busier and have more things to do. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I try not to schedule too much and to leave those days for resting, relaxing, and for openness. And I have a large space at the bottom for next week in anticipation of a busier new year. And so I'm just going to go back and put in page numbers so that I can add them to my index, because I really want to hold myself accountable to an index this year. Okay, now that I've finished up updating my index, let's flip through my January Plan With Me pages. I hope you're looking forward for what's to come this January. I'm super excited to just start off the new year on point by having all of my bullet journal posts, pages, spreads completed, and I feel really at peace that I can just know that I can offload, write things, schedule things, migrate things in this notebook so early in the year. I've definitely had some years where I've done it later and have felt a little bit out of place, and so I'm really want to encourage you that if you haven't gotten started, it's not too late. I did post this a little bit later, and so this is your sign to just plan out your January and take it day by day. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.